Today we're going to talk about the head movements in the golf swing because they're super important when it comes to helping you turn more, helping you find the constant contact that you're looking for. There's some faults that we come across. If you want to hit a fade or a draw, sometimes your head can play a part in that and how your head moves. And common faults that we tend to see that kind of make golf just harder just because of what your head does. Okay, so that's what we're going to cover today. If you're brand new to our channel, make sure you subscribe. If you hit the bell button, you'll see our future videos that we usually post on Tuesdays and sometimes on Fridays. If you have any comments, you can leave those down below. And then, of course, give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the content that we're going to present today. If you have watched my past videos, one of the things that I've talked about when it comes to head motions is you don't have to keep it down, okay? If you're topping it, you're not going to be just jerking it up with your head. So we'll just get that out of the way. The head doesn't tend to move independently. So if you're looking for a video on how to stop from topping it, this might not be that video for you because the chest controls more what the head does. This is more about what the head moves. Okay, so straight off the bat, the first thing that the head cannot do is it cannot go up and down. What causes the head to go up and down is usually either from what your knees are doing or from what your shoulder tilt is doing. So your head can go down if you like do some weird little squat with your knees as you swing down to it because you're trying to load up or something. It's like you're trying to jump. Okay, that's just not how it works. The other thing, which is more common, what causes the head to drop, is your shoulder turn gets too steep. Okay, and so your head starts to drop, and then you're in big trouble because then you're going to come right out of it. So the first thing to fix if your head is dropping is you need to feel like you flatten out your shoulder turn, and you have to kind of play with where your shoulder turn needs to be to make sure that your head stays level. Okay, that is the number one thing. If you want to hit the ball better, your head cannot move up and down. Now we have seen pros, especially Tiger Woods was one of the big ones, right? He would get to the top, he would start to use the ground to create power, and then he would explode up at the top. Okay, that's Tiger Woods. That's not typically us. Okay, if you do anything, just try to keep it even keel, keep it nice and level throughout. Okay. Second thing when it comes to the head is should it move back to the right? Okay, I'm gonna show you some tour videos alongside this to show you how everybody kind of does it just a little bit differently. It kind of depends on the swing a little bit. But just remember we have to start off with axis tilt. So our head is already tends to be behind the golf ball. Now if you swing to the top, you will find some players like Adam Scott, he's going to stay very still. Okay, some players might move off of it just a little bit more. Now if you get up here and you turn to the top and your head looks like it's over your right foot or something, you're going to hang back on it and hit lots of probably flips and blocks and all sorts of stuff. Because if you're way back here, then you have to get way back into it. Okay, and we don't need big motions, big weight shifts, all sorts of big moves in golf. We want it to be as simple as possible and as less motion as possible. Okay, so if you draw a line straight down in the middle of your head, I would try to keep your head on the line someplace. It needs to touch someplace. It doesn't need to do something else. Okay, so don't let it slide too much. And the same thing goes if you are really focusing on keeping your head still, make sure it doesn't drop the wrong way. Okay, if it drops the wrong way, you're going to reverse tilt, and that's when everything really goes badly. Okay, so we don't want you to move too much to the right, and definitely never let the head move to the left, or you're going to be in big trouble when it comes to ball striking. So you want to probably get a bigger turn. The problem is when you turn, the chin gets in the way. Okay. Now once again, I'll put a tour player next to it. You're going to notice when they turn to the top, their chin is going to rotate to the side. That helps you get a bigger turn. It doesn't restrict it by getting here. The idea of trying to hit your chin to your shoulder, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that at all. All right, you can still turn to the side, and because your eyes move, you can still see the golf ball. All right, you don't have to get to it where it looks like that because then only probably one eyeball can see it. All right, so don't overdo it. All right, but when you turn to the top, okay, the head is going to move to the right a little bit for those right-handers to get out of the way of the chin. All right, for all you slicers out there, this is most likely what your head is doing that causes you to slice it. You're probably focused really hard on trying to keep your head still, and then when you come down, it's going to get on the front side of the golf ball. Okay, so you're getting to the top, probably turning really fast, and it gets on front side of the golf ball. Okay, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to have a steep swing due to that. So I'll try to perform that real fast. Okay, so you'll get to the top. You actually look at the front of the golf ball. And you're going to have this really steep swing. You're going to hit these big slices. And of course, when you're steep, you're going to chunk it and you're going to toe it a lot. Okay, so you cannot let your head slide forward. For you, one of the best things could probably be is you're trying to move your head off the golf ball a little bit, right? And then you just don't let it dive with you. Otherwise, you're going to slice it and you're going to really struggle with that head motion. So these are a little bit more uncommon faults that I see people doing with the head. So the first thing is what the ear does. Okay, we like to see when you take it to the top, ears are going to stay pretty level, right? Even if your chin moves a little bit, it's not going to go up or down too much like that. But what I see a lot of people do is on the way down, they do a weird thing with their head and with their ears as they go. So they're probably trying to shallow the club, and so they drop that ear and they get it back here, and then it becomes very hard for your body to basically release because it's in a very strange position. We want that ear to stay nice and level back, nice and level down. We don't want it to drop back that way. So if you're looking to hit the ball better and you're looking to hit a draw, pay attention to the levelness of your ears. We don't need them moving all over the place. Okay, it also changes. I've never seen actually anybody go the opposite way. It's usually that way, and they get kind of jammed, kind of stuck. The other kind of weird thing that I've seen with some of my younger players is they know they're trying to swing a little more inside it, a little more shallow, and they actually, I call it a turtle shell. They kind of pull their head into their chest, and then the body has no freedom to release the golf club. It's very stuck. It causes you to slow down, causes you to be a little bit more handsy with it. So they get to the top, and they look like that turtle shell. Okay, so those are some of the common faults that I come across with the golf swing. So if you want to hit a draw, inside back right foot, I feel like that will help the club exit a little bit more to the right. And never let your head get on the left side of the golf ball. And then just pay attention to what your chin does to help you get a bigger shoulder turn and what your ears and your neck is kind of doing. We never want it buried into our chest. I know a lot of us kind of spend time at the computer typing that way, and so we kind of set up this way. Try to get it nice and flat. It's almost, this is kind of excessive when it feels like this, right? So your head can drop a little bit. We want your eyes to look at it, okay? Eyes look at the ball, not chin bearing or chin too much up in the air. Okay, that does make a difference also. So lots of stuff about the head today. I hope some of this helps clear some things up and helps you hit the ball better. It should, as long as your head is moving correctly.